That Sharia law is an extension. It's an extension of the political Islamic movement. It's not the demand and desire of Muslims or those who are labeled as such. If it was the desire and demand of Muslims or those labeled as such, the Islamic movement wouldn't need to use such brute force, such indiscriminate violence in controlling and restricting and repressing millions of people across the world. For goodness sakes, under Sharia law, they fine you if you eat during Ramadan. They enter your houses to stop you from listening to music and having sex. They hang you for being gay. They stone you for having sex outside of marriage, for being apostates, for being free thinkers, for being rationalists, for being secularists. This movement is a right-wing reactionary movement. It has nothing to do with the desires and demands of millions and billions of people across the world. The Home Office here in Britain says there's no need for alarm. That Sharia law is not part of British law. Yes, it is. The Muslim arbitration tribunals are using the Arbitration Act to impose Sharia law on the lives of women in particular. And the Sharia councils, they're charities, they're public bodies, and they've tried over 7,000 cases since the late 80s. And again, mark this, it's the late 80s. It's since the establishment of an Islamic regime in Iran and the rise of this movement. Again, nothing to do with the demand and desire of Muslims or those labeled as such. They say, don't worry about Sharia law in Britain. It's only imposed on civil matters, as if marriage, child custody, inheritance, and divorce rights are trivial matters. They are the pillars, some of the pillars of women's repression and discrimination in countries under Islamic rule. If you look at some of the cases that the Sharia councils have tried and decided on, women in forced marriages, a young girl married at the age of 16. She went to 3 Sharia councils and told them, I've been forcibly married, I want a divorce. They said, no, your marriage is legitimate. We have cases of Sharia councils giving child custody to the father at a preset age, irrespective of the welfare of the child. And finally, when the mother musters up the courage to go to a British court, the child, especially if they're older and they've been living in an environment that's hostile to the mother is no longer able to get custody of the child back. This is affecting the lives of thousands of women in this country today for decades. Don't be fooled when the Home Office says there's no cause for alarm. Yes, there is. Yes, there is cause for alarm. Yes, it is scandalous. It is scandalous that our citizens are relegated to kangaroo courts, sham courts, without lawyers, without any recordings of the proceedings, and their faith, their lives, their rights, their freedoms are being relegated to medievalism and brutality and discrimination and barbarity. It's a scandal. And they say, well, there are Baptists here. The Jewish courts are here already. They've been here for 100 years. Who cares? They have to go as well. They have to go as well. This is the 21st century, and we want women, men, and children to have the rights and the freedoms that have been fought for by centuries by progressive social movements. They belong to everyone, not just to those who are considered citizens. And even then, the concept of citizenship doesn't seem to include so many people who've been here for generations even. And like the campaign in Canada that focused on Sharia but got rid of Sharia courts and the Baptists, we are going to do the same thing here. Of course, people have a right to religion. Of course, they have a right to atheism. But the political Islamic movement does not have a right to impose Sharia law on the lives of people. We won't allow it. We won't allow it here in Britain, and we will not allow it anywhere in the world. This movement is going to succeed because it is an extension of that movement. The political Islamic movement, Sharia courts, medievalism, can't be pushed back by another reactionary trend like ethnocentrism and nationalism. These are regressive, discriminatory, inhuman trends that are trying to hijack this issue in order to promote their anti-immigrant, their barbaric and brutal agenda. We won't allow that either. Only civilized humanity can stand up for civilized humanity, and that is what we are doing today. That is what we are doing today. We are leading a movement. We are leading a movement that holds nothing sacred but the human being, and that is why in the battle ahead we are going to win. Thank you.
Brilliant, Mariana Modi. Thank you.